My heart's beating, my hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting, I'm still getting headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot. Headshot.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11. Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello and welcome back to the ARCA Sparks iRacing League Season 1 Round 8. Tonight we're at beautiful, foggy, cloudy, socked in Nashville Superspeedway. I'm your host, Big Al, and I'm joined in the booth by none other than Mr. James Watson. James Watson, what's going on, boss man? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Big Al. I'm looking forward to seeing this one, and this being one of the bigger tracks we go to on this schedule, you know, giving us a bit of whiplash going from North Wilkesboro last week all the way to the big 1.25 mile track that is right here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Yeah, definitely. You can say that one more time. This is definitely a long shot for these cars, and I think tonight we might be tapping into something that we have not seen here. I mean, I don't think we've done this type of racing yet. This is really unique into itself. So I'm excited to see what it brings. I mean, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, this track is unique in and of itself too. There's nothing like it, with the fact that it's a D-shaped oval, but it's 1/4 mile shorter than any of the other traditional full 1.5 miles. It's, you know, kind of decently banked, and it's concrete. So you really can't base it off of anything you've driven prior. So
Yeah,
that's the difficulty, is that you're not really going to know what to expect here until the green flag drops.
Yeah, you can definitely say that again. And speaking of the green flag, this is the Nashville Speedway. It's located in Lebanon, Tennessee. The track length is 1.33 miles or 2.14 kilometers. The race length tonight is 175 laps. Pit speed's going to be 45. Yeah, it's 120 laps. Sorry. My bad. 120 laps. I knew that too. I just read the screen. Sorry. Pit speed's 45 miles an hour, 72 kilometers, 4 sets of tires, 100% fuel, and I think the guys are getting somewhere around, let me grab it again, I think it was 65 laps per tank. So that's what we got here on the billet, man. And let's take a look at the point standings here in the beautiful ARCA Sparks here. We got Ruben Phelps still on top of the leaderboard, followed but a little bit more than a little bit of points. Paul Osen. Third place, Kenny Powell. Kenny moving up into points as he did have a good week last week. Don't see him on the board tonight, though. Kenny's here. Okay, Kenny's in the house. Then we got Chris Severa in fourth. Jeff Engler, fifth. David Gervais is tied in also fifth. So seventh place is going to be Greg Wachinski. Matt Berth is going to be in eighth. Ninth is Jerry Walters, and Matty Raymond is going to round out the top 10 there in the points. Let's take a look over here and see how everybody's faring during the qualifying. What are we seeing there? What are you catching there?
Well, I'm seeing an anime paint scheme, which is a first for the series, so that's always fun to see.
Yeah, looks like Jeff Engler right now is in with the fastest time. Qualifying just getting under his way good, waiting here to get more laps in. Matty Sisson now shows up on the board in second place. His first lap probably a little bit slower than Engler's. Matty Sisson now on the board. He's got a 30.159. Manson then putting down a 38.2. Now these first lap times, we're definitely looking at those maybe being a little bit slower than the second lap times. We're going to keep a close eye on that.
Yeah, that doesn't quite surprise me. With this track isn't exactly the easiest on tires, you know. It's not super high banked, so you're sliding a little more. Plus you got that lovely southern heat that really doesn't help out with the grip. So it doesn't surprise me that the first lap is faster because A, you're able to take the long way around 3 and 4 to build momentum. Plus, when you come back around for lap 2, you're also going to have, tires that have been going hard for a full lap, and they're just not going to be fresh enough to get you any extra time.
Yeah, not a lot of changes going on top of the leaderboard. Just 2 drivers right now sub. Oh, there's the third. As soon as I open my mouth, I'm telling you, I'm going to get proved wrong. I should just shut up. Now we got 3 drivers sub 30 lap times. That's going to be Mansenden, Phelps, and Engler. We're going to wait and see for a 4th. What do you think of this track, James? Is this one of your favorite tracks? I mean, talk to us about it. What do you like or dislike about it? What should we be looking for? We can ride here with Kenny Powell.
I love watching races at this track, and I love it simply because of how unique it is. But personally, my skill set really doesn't tend to work well around here. Although I somehow managed to back my way into a second place finish in an IndyCar league with several real-life open-wheel drivers, so
that's no small feat in itself.
It is not. So I guess I'm not super gutter trash here, but historically I tend to not do well here. I don't like flat tracks in general. I like the banking to help get me through.
Yeah, I got you. Looks like Kenny Powell's going to put the 7th qualifying time on the board. He's also going to be in P7. With that in the books, that run, we're going to go ahead and take a step away, get these guys lined up, and we'll be right back with tonight's coverage of the ARCA Sparks 200.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And qualifications have wrapped up for this evening's race at Nashville Superspeedway. And here is your starting grid. On the front row, we have Jeff Engler with his first pole of the series, about a tenth faster than our second place qualifier, Ruben Phelps. We have Sebastian Menchanden starting in third in the 40 car, and Kenny Powell putting it in fourth on row 2. Row 3 features Greg Wachinski in the 5 and Matty Budd in the 73. Matty Cisna in the 6 and Chris Severa in the 10 on row 4. Paul Olson in the 45 and Derek Jacobs in the 27 rounding out the top 10. David Gervais in the 88 and Matt Brith in the 4 on row 6. And that is our starting lineup.
Hey, thank you very much. Pace car wasting no time getting these guys going up and around. Got them stacked up 2x2. Here we go. Get ready to get this thing started, man. I'm telling you, I'm hoping that this thing goes clean and green. Got a little bit of a clouded, overcast sky. Track temp still around 74 degrees, 67 degrees for the fans that are in the seats. If you're out there, man, hope you're enjoying this race. For those of you that are joining in and watching, thank you for riding along with us here. Hoping that thank you for including us in your weekend plans. Lights off on the pace car. He's down and away. Gonna be looking for Jeff Engler to get us through that Geico restart zone. Hammers down, green flags out. Jeff Engler off and away to the Knights. ARCA Sparks.
Already almost 3 wide here going into 1 and 2. These drivers wasted no time trying to make their way through the field. And I don't blame them. I'm going to be concerned with how easy these drivers are going to be able to make passes here with the dirty air.
Yeah, definitely. So you got to get moving fast, especially on this concrete track. I think if you're going to make any moves, this is not a stage race. So those moves are going to have to be made early, and they're going to have to be made quick. Because once those tires start to go away, then you're just going to find yourself hanging on as Greg Wachinski pops up in front of the 73. That's going to be Matthew Budd.
Yeah, and you got the dirty air, and plus with the way the track is designed with the flatter banking, the kind of middle line tends to be really good for defending your position. You know, it makes it real hard for that car on the inside to really be able to slip by and clear for the position. And because of how the track is shaped, you can't really send it in there and pull a slide job. You know, you just don't really have the room to kind of dive down, overdrive the entry, and slide it up. So you're just going to have to hope that you stay side by side and they just burn their stuff up running on the outside too long. But don't have to worry about that yet here, coming to almost to lap 5.
Yep, just lap 5 early on into the contest. Still got a couple drivers. I think they just kind of single filed it out. Well, I was going to say, had a couple cars out there still double foul, but right now everything is lined up. Almost like a straight pool shot here. Guys wasting no time in getting it lined up. That's also a good thing. We got one car down on pit road. That's going to be the 27 of Derek Jacobs. We'll keep watching him check his status, but the 73 is making a move on a 24 Kenny Powell. I call him Kenny Wallace. Kenny Wallace on the Kenny Powell on the outside. Matthew Budd. You'd think I didn't know who Kenny was.
Anyways, speaking of not wasting any time, that 06 car did not waste any time. He passed Angler for the lead a couple laps ago, and he was already starting to set sail. He's got half a second and already on second place. We see side by side for P3. Matty Budd slipping by Kenny Powell to get himself into the top 3.
Yeah, Powell's definitely going to give chase, but he finds himself in between 2 cars right now. He also has the 6 car. And he's going to be trying to push Powell. Powell now on the inside of the 73 with just a little bit of a shove from Matty Cisna. Now, these 2 guys actually have a little bit of history. I think Cisna and Powell got together, I believe it was 3 races ago, if I'm not mistaken. But seems like they're going to make it a little early here for a 3-wide situation.
Yeah, I think if you know either one of them, you're not surprised that they're looking to pull some of these moves. They do not like to wait. They are very aggressive, but very good drivers here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know Matty Cisna. but I know Kenny Wallace.
Kenny Wallace, pal.
Yeah,
Kenny Wallace.
pal. Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, KPW. Make sure we tell him that he's got a new name now. No, just all in good fun though. But seriously, these two guys have a history. I'm not really familiar with Matthew Cisna. I know he did race in a league that in another league that I'm affiliated with a while ago, but now he is no longer with those guys. So he hasn't actually been in this league the entire time, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he has. I think he's missed the last race or two.
Okay. Thank you for keeping me honest.
Yeah, because I do remember Sista being there right back day one at Dover.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, he was apparently the first person to straight up join the league. So yeah, he's literally the OG.
Yeah, right now, 6-car still running strong. Finds himself in third. Well, Matty Cisna's in fourth place. I think the reason why I thought that he was actually in third place is because look at the lead that Ruben Phelps has on the crew right now.
Yeah, he is putting up a blistering pace. Already just under 1.3 seconds ahead right now. And we're only on lap 13.
Yeah, I mean, and this isn't one of those tracks where you just say, okay, I'm going to let him go and I'll just catch him later. No, you actually got to keep him reeled in. So Phelps is not a guy also that's going to actually go out there and just burn his tires off. So you have to be cognizant of that. Some guys, when they get out front, they don't actually have good what we call race pace. They need someone to set that pace for them because they'll prematurely, burn their tires off. Some guys just, they have great short run pace. Some guys have long run pace. But Phelps is a guy that he has great race pace. He actually has the ability to kind of to leave it just so that Engler and company, they're going to fight harder to try to reel him in, and without even doing anything, he's going to arbitrarily help them and assist in the burning off of their tires.
Yeah, Ruben's one of those real annoying guys to race with in the sense that they're fast and they're easy on their tires. It's like no, it should be either or. Like that's not fair to the rest of us that don't have that skill. Like I'm really only fast for a couple laps or real good on a long run when I can just putt around and just go slow for the first 2/3 of the race and then pick it back up. Like I can't be fast from the drop and still be fast throughout the run, short, middle, and long. But obviously we've seen it many a time this season that Ruben is definitely one of those talented drivers. So
right now the 73-25-6 look like they're auditioning for the Blue Angels.
No!
And just like that, Kenny Powell gets into the 25.
They're all spinning. And they all saved it. Oh my goodness.
Still green flag racing. Caution is not out, but I'm going to tell you what, that is definitely going to change the dynamics a lot of bit. We're going to unpack this. I'll let you call it out for us here, James.
Yeah, I thought I saw some daylight in between the 25 and the 24 as we see the lap prior seeing the battle for second. Gonna get a nice replay of Bud making the move to get up into P2. See, just slips by on the inside. Angler not being able to mount a good enough defense to keep around, and you see Kenny die. Ooh, okay, yeah. Kenny sent it, got into the 25, and then Cisna and Sebastian just made contact trying to avoid it.
Cisna lost it.
Yeah, I think Cisna's alright, but Manshenden has some pretty significant damage on the right front fender there.
Wow. And so with all of that, what just happened is that has put the 06 into oblivion. Now his lead circa some over 3 seconds at the house. So he is literally rolling on. Matthew, Bud, Kenny Powell still running side by side here pretty much. Bud just got a little bit of an advantage on Powell. But as Powell was actually really the center of the star there for that last performance we had. Unfortunate set of circumstances for the 6, as well as the 40. Sebastian, I believe, actually fared the worst out of this, as he has found himself all the way back in the 10th place now. So, you gotta, man, and the fact that there was no caution, that just means that the race is going to continue. Now, those guys, I was going to make a joke and say it looked like they were auditioning for some prestigious, like, flying or driving, and they're doing it again, They're like the track angels. But, sometimes you can get real close with these cars and it's okay. But with this dirty air here and this concrete track, I don't think a lot of these guys have the handling. And then, you see more contact right there. I don't think they have the stability that they're maybe hoping that they had, man. It just seems like they're riding wild horses. Houses.
Yeah. Tiniest little hip check from the 6 onto the 25, and man, Angler started on pole at the first couple laps, and then man, it's kind of been downhill from there.
Yeah, I'm ultimately surprised that we have not had a caution yet, but seems that everything is going as planned. And man, without a caution, these guys keep running like this. This is going to be a little bit of a barn burner here, man. I think we're just going to sit there and watch a slow burn of a barn is what I mean when I say that.
Yeah, I agree. Although this race has already kind of surprised me because I was expecting it to be a lot more spread out a lot quickly, but as we've seen, it's been anything but.
You don't think it's spread out? Well, there's a core group of cars that are together. But the leader, he's on his own. He's on his own planet. It's 4-second lead right now.
Yeah, but even still, like, we saw honestly a little bit more side-by-side racing than I was anticipating. We saw the big Shimano with Pal and Angler, and then we got that little secondary side-by-side group that had the contact between Angler and Cisna.
What does Shimano?
So, I don't know. It's like some old-time word that means dust up.
Okay. I never heard that before. So, that was more for our listeners, but as well as for myself. Shimano.
And it's a good look at the damage on Cisna's car from that earlier into the big one off of 4. You see, it's pretty crinkled in, but it's just only in the center of the door. So again, he lucked out. As a little bit of wall contact there.
Well, he's down 0.4 of a second, as well as the leader. So it seems that he is still on his fall off is spot on is where it should be with this many laps right now.
Yeah, you can only imagine how much damage that big slide did to his tires, especially the right sides. It's the last thing you want to do is flash sheet your right side tires here when tire temp and tire wear is already a concern.
Yeah, he does seem to be sliding in the wrong direction now. Sebastian Manhanston was actually able to get around Matt Breath. Now he is back in the top 10. No, he's still in the top 10. He fell back to 10th place. Correcting myself, I tell you, I'm gonna get it wrong every time. I'm gonna get it wrong. But who's not gonna get it wrong? Ruben Phelps. I mean, he has got the formulas tonight. He has got them all dialed in, doing everything he needs to do, controlling the race, comfortable pace, not even seemingly unbothered by the fact that there's other drivers even on the course. I mean,
Yeah,
he's got
like
a ways to go.
Yeah, like this just feels like a big old open solo practice session for him. He's just cruising on into the distance.
Cruising on into the distance. So let's totally work it out just fine. Powell actually shadowing the 73 now. These two have seemed to have found their groove. They were a little bit racy earlier, and that's what I was, that was that whole schmozzle of the 5 cars that we had there. I feel like that's like, Snoop is involved in that word somewhere.
For shizzle.
For shizzle, my nizzle. Wait, what's a nizzle? Well, I don't know.
I don't think I'm allowed to expand on that one. So
I mean, I don't. I just look. I thought it was. Yeah, we're all family here. Sorry
man.
about that. Look, as long as our sponsors don't mind that, I mean, we might not get canceled, but
oh lordy,
I'm okay. But I think you might be in trouble.
Yeah, you'll get that in those big time jobs.
By the way, do you know what Snoop Dogg uses to wash his whites?
No, I don't.
Bleach.
Oh wow, that is bad. That is bad.
All right. Give me one more chance to redeem myself. We'll get back to the
all right.
You know why Snoop Dogg wore his raincoat?
Why?
For drizzle.
Oh man! All right, that was
Was
pretty
that
good.
better?
I guess that was a lot better.
All right, you can take those with you right there. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the race, and boy, indeed, is it a race? And I'm going to tell you, the race is really, really heating up from the 10 car all the way back to the 45. So the real race right here that we're looking at is from Chris Severa, and that's going to be all the way back to Paul Olsen. That is a very tight group. Now, Severa started this thing. Let me get my facts straight. Wow. There he is. Chris Severa actually started this thing in 8th place. So now he's up to 4th. Matthew Budd, aside of him, is going to be the biggest mover. Then you got the Gerbil, who is actually started in 11th, and he is in 6th.
Yeah, and I've been keeping an eye on the 10 car, and they're starting to catch just a little bit here. I believe about like 10 laps ago was a 9-second gap, and they've got it under 7.5.
To the leader?
Yes.
Oh, no, to the pack in front of them.
Nope, just to the leader. And they're only about 2 seconds behind Kenny right now.
Yeah. Kenny also involved in that slide, so his tires probably not performing to the best of their ability. Maybe the best years of his good years probably long gone. We're looking at it 38 laps. I think we said 56 laps is a tank of gas. 56 to 60. So the guys are going to be playing with that, definitely trying to push it longer, trying to get 60, 61 out of the tank. That's going to ensure that you'll probably be able to make it to the end of this thing. I don't see a caution. I mean, if we do get a caution, it's going to come during green flag pit stops. That's what I'm gonna hang my hat on right now.
Yeah, because the pit entry isn't the easiest. You know, you really don't have a whole lot of time to get prepared and get stopped down. And the transition from the baking to the apron, you wouldn't think it'd be as bad when you consider some of the other transitions you go through for pitting, like at Texas or Chicagoland, Kansas, etc. But the angle that you're having to turn in, the car just does not like it. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see a spin or two trying to make it on to pit entry.
Yeah, definitely maybe a spin, but definitely probabilities of black flags. Now, another thing is looking at the team roster here. We got one team that's stacked pretty high. That's the G&G guys. Looks like they've got about 4 or 5 drivers in. The other teams, though, somewhere around 2. So the communications between those teams on, hey, when are we going? Because each one of those members is going to know, and they're going to know ahead of time, and they're probably not going to show that. That's going to be information that you want to come as a surprise, because one thing you can do during that pit cycle is you could try to get maybe regrouped, if you will, because it's a lot better and it's a lot more fun with friends, right?
Yeah, especially since you have 3 of those G&G cars right there together in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Obviously, 4th and 5th is a bit of a distance back to 3rd car in line, but yeah. And speaking of that car in 3rd, Kenny is caught back up to the rear of Bud.
Yeah, indeed. In the 6th car, Ruben Phelps is catching up to the 4 Matthew Brith. He actually has Matt Brith in his sight right now. So these guys, Brith is seeing him on his relative. He's also catching glimpses of him in his rear view. That puts you in a whole different mindset when you see the leader encroaching upon you like that. You know, if anybody is praying for a caution, it's going to be that 4 car.
Yeah, Lord knows going a lap down never is fun.
No. And, you know, and I don't know if he's going to fight or just give up. That's going to be another thing we're going to get to kind of watch and see. But Sebastian Manhasden, his car is definitely, you can tell that he is suffering from that contact that they took, because he is a full 2 seconds off this time right now. It just seems to be kind of struggling the most, putting up the slowest lap times. Just, you know, from where he started, he was one of 4 drivers that are sub 30s in this race, and now, you know, he's the slowest, almost at well, he's one of the slowest. He's almost at 31 seconds. Did something happen with Matthew Britt to make his car go slower? Was he involved in a skirmish?
Yeah,
well, I'm looking at his lap times. Was he involved in a skirmish? Because something's not right. He was another guy that was kind of low there. Nope. He's been slow all night. My bad. I was getting excited for the wrong reasons. Trying to make a story somewhere out of that there's no story. You know?
Yeah. Going
But
back,
hey,
though.
We talked about him. He got his name mentioned on the radio, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and going back to the 40 car, I think, obviously, we know the 4 just went a lap down, but there's no one that wants a caution more than this car right here, just to get that damage fixed. You know, like you said it, he's like 2 seconds off the pace, and that is all because of that damage, because we saw him put in a pretty good qualifying effort. We know he has the speed tonight, but because of that right front damage, he's just not able to show it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating, because he's not going to be able to get that damage fixed, unless there is a caution. That's why a lot of people like stage racing, because it kind of brings everybody back together. But this is the one reason I don't like stage racing. Yeah, because it truly, if I'm going to win this thing, I want to beat the pants off of the competition. I want everybody to see. I want to lap everybody. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens to me. So there you have it.
Yeah, it's so much more fun when you're absolutely just demolishing your competition. So we see pass for second. 24 takes it over from Matty Budd. And they have a friend. Welcome, Chris Rivera, into the battle for the podium.
Yeah, and I think now that Chris has actually showed up, it's one of those things where, it's like when the Army guys show up to the party, everybody's like, "Oh no, the Army guys are here." That's exactly what it shows up when Chris Rivera shows up, because you got to know at that point, man, he's a take your girl kind of guy in a race car. I mean, he's a take your trophy guy. How about that? That'll work better. Take your sponsors, take your trophy.
Yeah, that works for me.
And it means that the 73 now, feeling the pressure of Severa entering into his stratosphere now, is putting a lot more pressure on a 24, because he can feel that 10 car coming his way. And you know that, man. Severa's going to make everybody's game get that much better. And we got that the 4 staying very high out of the way, so he would not be an issue. So kudos to Matt, man, for doing that. Some guys, he has the right to fight for his position. He has the right to race these guys as hard as he wants, or at least the leader, because he would be battling for position. But, he stayed high, non-contested, let it go. Severa now coming high along the outside of the 73. Ooh, going to push him down now. He's going to thread the needle, go inside. 3 wide right here for second place. Chris Rivera is going to get the nose. Just like that, he's battling. He's trying to get flight lead. Kenny Powell comes back on the outside. He says, "I got one more year in me." Now, these two guys know each other, so no doubt if they needed to, they could just say, "Hey, man." But no, they're going to actually race each other the way they should be racing. Severa's down on the inside. He put up a lot. I mean, he spent a lot of booty to get up here. And that's in terms of tire wear degradation. You cannot be this aggressive and expect your equipment to survive, maybe as long as everyone else is. But we are officially in what I would consider to be pit window.
Ooh. No love lost between teammates right there. That was a significant. Oh, and he pulls the slider, a baby slider. And here comes the crossover.
Yeah, the 73 wants to get involved in this. He's poking and prodding anywhere he can get in. Severa trying to keep it tight. 73 coming around the outside. Severa still not clear to pass on the 24. Powell holding the line, towing the line. Severa now has a definitive. Oh, he's going to get the drive off. Severa now solidifying himself as the sole P2 driver.
Yeah,
we'll be seeing if he could actually start to chip away at the lead at the lead of the leader. Now, although Severa is by the 73 and 24, they still continue to battle here tonight.
Yeah, Powell was nearly the biggest loser in that, but able to get back around the 73, although this one's not over yet. Oh! Man, I don't think you could have put a piece of paper in between those cars. Oh!
Look, these cars are not the best handling machines. Like I said, that green flag pit windows open, the 6th car, the first car on pit road. 58 laps on that tank, 120 laps to go. will he be able to conserve enough to make it on the short end of that pit stick?
Oh! Ooh.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you know,
Kenny-
you got to watch the board because these two right here, I mean, they're trying to pit under other conditions, it seems.
Yeah, right? No kidding.
I mean, we're close. They both have to realize that we're close to the pit window. So eventually they're going to be fighting for that, for the fight to get down pit road is what's going to happen.
Oh, speak of the devil! Or
There's Powell.
Oh.
Powell totally understanding now. It's 60 laps. I mean, maybe he's fuming.
Yeah, I don't. How straight? Oh, who is that? Oh, Paul
Oson. Trying to make his pit road entrance, making it a grind pit road entrance. He's got those Jordans working right there. And, you know, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yep,
it's
that's
not
what
easy to get these things slowed down. We're just officially halfway through now. Kenny Powell, Penny. That's Penny.
Yeah, I think he was trying, because you heard me react like a lap ago. It looked like he was trying to make it down, but just carried way too much speed and had to go around. Because, like,
he seemed like he was still racing. Now halfway, it seems that everyone is starting to come down. The 10 car still going around. That's Severa. He is going to try to change the strategy here. Also, the 6 car is actually pit now. So we're going to be watching the difference between Severa and Ruben Phelps. Severa should be pitting this time by.
Yeah, I don't hate this strategy for Severa. It's given him a little bit of an offset here. Oh! Woo! That was a adventurous pit entry right there.
Hey, we drive for show, but we pit for dough. Many races have been lost entering or exiting pit road, guys. It might not win you the race, but it can dang sure lose you the race.
Now,
but
did he escape
I think he missed
that?
the commitment cones. I think he did. I have to check here. Give me 2 seconds.
No black flags according to Kobe.
All right. Yeah, so there that doesn't matter.
And there he goes.
Good to go, coming out right in front of GG teammate, the 5 car, Greg, watching this guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he lost a lot of time because of that wacky entry he had, or
yes,
Greg absolutely nailed. Well, no, what I'm saying is, look at the gap that Wachinski was able to make up on him.
Right, yeah, but what I'm saying for Chris, you absolutely know that he lost tremendously on that. You cannot afford to make any mistakes. You know what I mean? And there's no way that you bobble a pit entrance and turn that over to the good.
Well, what's even more interesting is the fact that Ruben had a bit of an undercut, and he had that advantage, plus all that sketch that Severa was dealing with his entry. But he really didn't gain all that much of a gap on the 10 car. Like, it's right around what it was before they came in. It was about like 5.3 when the pit sequence started. So he only gained not even a second.
But if you look at the difference there too, 0.2 of a second different on their pit stops. So what Severa might have lost on the wobble, he still probably evened it out because Phelps had a 14.3 to Severa's 14.1, and that's in the box time. At any rate, Severa's just gonna have to chop away and see if he can actually run the leader down in as many laps. You know, there's nothing in between these guys but air and opportunity. The air is going to be mostly clear.
Yeah, and this just really seems to be Chris's MO. You know, I feel like it's already been like this a couple times where, you know, Ruben gets a big jump, he's out there, and then all of a sudden the 10 car just slowly starts creeping up, and then all of a sudden you see him and he's one of the major players in the closing laps running down Phelps.
Okay, so that lap, Severo was faster. The previous lap, Phelps was faster. Phelps was faster by 0.4 of a second. Severo's faster by 2. So that pretty much nulls itself out.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any time changes really jump off of the page for a while here. You know, he's basically going to do the same thing he did in the first run. You know, just cruise and conserve as much as possible, because it's like he was mid-pack for like the first 30 laps or so, and then out of nowhere you just see him, oh look, he's up in the top 5, and about 15 laps later he's P2. So
but you know what, I've been covering Chris Severo for a minute, and he's one of those guys that can go from 10th to 2nd real quick, but he can go from first to worst real fast also. He has the ability to do both. I often told him, I mean, Chris, you're your worst enemy.
yeah,
Kenny Powell.
Yeah, the 24 is a lap down, and then Matty Budd is 10 laps down. I don't even think he's on the track right now.
Yeah, that might have been pit road stuff. You know, Kenny did have damage, but even though it shows that he only spent 15.3 seconds in the box, was he clear? Maybe he had a mishap entering pit road and it cost him to be a lap down. Because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And he would be about in that position if he pitted twice too, you know?
Yeah.
Or got held. Yeah, I'm thinking they held him and they probably don't count the penalty on the stop. Well, yeah.
Yeah, the interesting thing is it's showing the 73 with 0 stops.
Yeah. Those apps are about as dependable as Kobe. Don't tell Kobe I said that.
That's fine. I'm sure Kobe's not listening.
Yeah, he's probably not listening. But you know who is listening? David Gervais. David, man, he is still in this thing. As is Paul. Now, I looked at Paul, but I meant Greg. Paul is not still in this thing. Paul's still in his car. His car looks good, but yeah, I don't think he don't have a chance to win this thing.
I mean, he is the lucky dog right now, so you never know. You get that caution, he gets back on the lead lap.
But you got to wait on the caution to be back on the lead lap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't ever want to pin your hopes and dreams.
Yeah, it's like my pop says, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other and see which one fills up faster.
I don't get it. I guess that's over my head. Or is it in my hand?
I'd say it's probably in your hand.
Yeah, buddy. Ruben Phelps still out to a decisive lead, still 6 seconds over P2 Chris Severa. And Severa's gap is 2 seconds over Greg Wachinski and growing, so that shows that Severa is on the move. He is moving towards the right direction. I think Paul Olsen just went another lap down. Nope, Paul's still 1 lap down. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and pull Kenny Powell up and see if we can't decipher. I mean, since he doesn't have Matty Cisna all over him, let's see if we can pull him up and decipher what actually took place with the with him on that lap. Kenny Powell, Big Al in the booth. You got me? Hey, Kenny Powell, it's Big Al. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kenny.
I got you.
Hey, thanks for taking our call, man. Hope we're not catching you at a bad time. We do know that you're kind of busy down there.
It's all right. I'm kind of stuck in no man's land, to be honest with you. I'm just logging laps at this point.
Okay. It seems like you were, I mean, maybe you're enjoying it a little bit more, that you kind of got some breathing room.
I was having a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened when I was racing. I think it was Jeff and Matt. I'm not sure what happened there, so I feel bad about that, if that was any of my doings. Other than that, I kind of really hate this track. I didn't have any time on it. I came in and put down my first 2 laps to qualify, and that shocked me. And then, yeah, I was having a good time. But because I didn't practice pit road, I missed pit road, and I didn't have that extra lap to fuel, and I ran out of gas on my pit stop.
Yep, we were wondering what happened.
Yeah, if you go back and look at my pit stop, I rolled into my pit stop. If I had to go one more pit stop, I don't think I would have made it. I would have had to tow.
Okay. We were wondering what kind of happened to put you a lap down, but it does make sense because that 024 did look a little lame going down pit road. So, man, sorry for your misfortune, but hopefully, I mean, maybe there will be a caution. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there kind of hoping that there will be to kind of bring this thing back together.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the caution, to be honest with you.
Well, all right, boss. You keep logging your laps here, man. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Anybody you want to shout out here before we kick you back down to your briar patch?
Yeah, all my G&G guys. Love racing with all those guys. And you guys up in the booth, and Kobe for putting it all on.
Yeah, all right, roger that. And you want to go back to SRM, right? That's a little joke there right there at the end. SRM is not his racing team, so before he responded, I placed him back accordingly. Yeah, it seems that we got time. Let's get it. Skin it up. You can hear it. Oh, there it is. She sputtered. Yeah. Yeah, he said he missed it on the first go round, and that's what did him in. And you remember, if we were talking about that, that would have been when he was battling with the 73. And I was like, it seems like they'd be battling for pit road entry. And that's exactly what happened. Kenny apparently should have been going down pit road because, I mean, she is flamed right there. And you see he is limping her to the box. Wow, yeah, just wore out. Man, and that's a slow roll too. You know what I mean? Those are the worst ones, but thankfully he had enough to get it there to get it done.
Yeah, that is absolutely agonizing. Like, it looks slow, it feels a million times slower behind the
it
wheel.
Is so quiet. I mean, and that's the worst thing in a race car is the quietness. You don't want that. You're like, where'd my motor go? Help! That thing needs gas and air, homie.
Yeah, now you're stuck listening to your own thoughts, and you're like, nope, don't like that, don't want that.
Yeah, well, the radio still works, so I'm sure you're not going to like what's coming over there. You can't find a channel that's soothing at all. Everybody's going to be angry because no matter what, man, even the truck driver, you know, at that point, we're all just hauling for nothing. You know, every trip over the wall, every ounce of gas, it was all for naught because the boss couldn't get it down the pit road. And that's just rough. That's rough to deal with, you know. And then you got the commentators up here who just are going to keep reminding you of just your egregious misjudgment. I mean, we called the laps out. What did we say? You got just, yeah, but he was outside of that. Wow. Just way to go, Kenny. Tough break. Chris Rivera putting up the fastest lap time that last lap. And it's again 0.4 of a second faster than Ruben Phelps. So that means if he keeps that up, and James, you're the geeky guy, so you're going to have to tell me, man, how that math works out.
Yeah.
0.4 of a second every lap. Will he catch him?
I don't have my calculator next to me at this point. It's kind of hard to say, mostly because of the fact that it just kind of seems to have stabilized just a bit. Like, one lap, Severa seems to be quicker, the next lap, Phelps seems to be quicker, so there's no real consistent trend. They're just kind of staying put right around that 6 flat, 6.2 gap.
Nothing
more, nothing less. No, not at this rate.
Unfortunately, barring some late race caution, I mean, it's going to be just this. And maybe Severa waited a little bit too long, too late. Maybe that accident that occurred in front of him kind of threw him off the pace a little bit. Maybe his, what's the word? Oh, come on. Well, I already forgot it. Help me out. Can I get a refresher? Schmadazzle.
Mazel?
Schmazzle. Schmadazzle. Schmazzle. I'm so funny. I so crack myself up. The schmazzle. Maybe the schmazzle did it to him. But you know what?
Yeah.
28 laps to go. We're counting this thing down, and just think about what I'm saying. Based on Kenny's last experience, will there be someone that runs this thing maybe a little dry? I mean, we got some guys that are Matty Cisna, 35 laps on this pit run. That seems a little long in the tooth.
I think he'll be okay. I don't think fuel is going to be an issue for anyone at this point.
All right, so fuel's not an issue then. Now, what about overtime?
Overtime, yeah, that might be a problem.
Because, you know, everybody gets jiggy with it when there's 10 laps to go. The wreck always comes 2 guys battling for 14th place. They're both 3 laps down.
Yeah, I mean, heck, look at the real life race here a year ago. You know, it was a pretty calm and clean race until like the last few laps, and then all hell broke loose, and it was caution after caution after caution, and it was Joey Logano getting the win because he was able to stretch out so much fuel while everyone else was running out thanks to all those green-white checkers.
That's awesome. You know, that's what we say. It's about the guy that you got to be available at the end of this thing to make it.
Mm-hmm.
As you see Severa going by the 6 of Matthew Brith. Sorry. The 4 Matthew Brith. Tell you what, with just under 100 laps to go, we're going to take a step away here, get a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the conclusion of the night's race.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
And we are back with continued coverage of tonight's ARCA Sparks Season 1 Race 8, Nashville Superspeedway. I'm your host, Big Al, joined in the booth by none other than Mr. James Watson. You just saw James Watson Racing Setups. There was a commercial for that, Team Watson Racing Setups, TWRS. Make sure you check those guys out. James, tell them what they win.
Well, if you stop on by, you get some of the best setups you can get, made by some of the best people you'll ever meet, knowledgeable, successful, and honestly, just an absolute joy to be around.
Is there
and not to mention the cookies. And we'll be giving away another free month to the winner of the next race here. It's gonna be for next week's race at Daytona.
Oh, really? So if whoever wins next week's race at Daytona gets a free month of setups?
Yes, sir.
Wow, what's the value like that?
Value is about monetarily $25. Lot more when you factor in all the additional goodies you get as far as being able to interact with the community, interact with our builders, and just get a good look on how we operate.
Yeah, and you can't put a price on wins. So definitely going to probably be some wins there within that 30-day window. So ladies and gentlemen, wow, if that's not an awesome incentive to the drivers that are racing here, stop by there at Team Watson Racing Setups and see what they have for you. This race continues just under 10 laps to go, 9 to be exact. There's still a little bit of a runaway with the leader, but that lead now cut down to some 3.5 seconds. But unfortunately, guys, I think barring some unforeseen travesty, looks like Chris Severa might just come up a little short.
Yeah, he's starting to make up some serious ground now, but he's still just about 3.5 behind and 9 laps to go. I don't need my calculator this time to say the math ain't mathin'.
Yeah, and I think at this point, Phelps is probably just, dog throttling a little bit to just give Severa maybe some false hope.
Yeah, he's on cruise control at this point. There's no reason to be pushing this car.
Yeah, dangling that carrot right there. Yeah, am I slowing down or am I not? But yeah, definitely making it happen. Now, the 06 still has to get by the 6 car, and that is proven to be a little bit sporty tonight, just depending on who you are, I guess. Hopefully he'll have better luck than, say, maybe Kenny Wallace-Powell. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm joking. We have to try to keep this a little bit lighthearted. I do know Kenny, so hopefully he will forgive me for intentionally playing with his name. Now, some other guys' names, I just messed those up. 6 laps to go, though. Ruben Phelps making it happen. Still going to be sitting right behind Matty Cisna. And we're watching on your screen, you're watching this battle right here between Kenny Powell and Paul Olsen. Now, why is this battle important, you ask? Because these guys are battling for championship points positions. There are 2 and 3 in the points. And Powell needs the best Olsen by position, and plus their teammates as well with 5 laps to go. And that's going to be the race to watch right there. Powell high around the outside. Going to be putting it down. But these tires, they are screaming at this point. Powell talked to him a little bit earlier. He said how much he actually loved this track. Now he's going to slide down in front of the 45.
Yeah, it's a good move by Kenny. He's immediately just set sail.
Yeah, now if we could go back to the battle for the lead. And here it is right here. The 06 has gotten by the 6 of Ruben Phelps, of Matty Cisna. So Cisna is going to go a lap down. That's going to mean only 4 cars remain on the lead lap. And those 4 cars are Ruben Phelps, Chris Rivera, Greg Wachinski, and David Gervais. All the other cars are at least 1 lap down, showing 3 cars 1 lap down. That's Matty Cisna, Kenny Powell, Paul Olsen. You just watched Powell pass Olsen for position. That's going to put Powell up in the 6th place. Might be some movement there within the points positions also in the championship. You have to tune in next week to check that out with 2 laps to go. We have 1 driver 2 laps down. That is Sebastian Maniston. Matt Brith, Jeff Engler are 3 and 4 laps down respectively. And then you got Matthew Budd, who's been gone for a minute, and then Derek Jacobs, who really never got in it. And that's really going to round it, wrap it, and kind of puff it up tonight. It's a straightforward race. White flag is out in the air. That's it. Race is over. Ruben Phelps, your winner here tonight. Chris Rivera coming in P2. Greg Wachinski 3rd. David Gervais in 4th. 5th place shows Matty Cisna. 6th place is going to be Kenny Powell. 7th place, Paul Olsen. 8th place, Sebastian Maniston. Matthew Brith in 9th. Jeff Engler 10th. 11th place, Matthew Budd and Derek Jacobs rounds out the top 12. You're going to tune in and watch real close here as Ruben Phelps does his burnout and celebration. See if we can't get a little bit of a decent grade here for this one. So James, what are your thoughts?
It's an absolutely dominant performance. Like only top 4 on the lead lap. That is absolutely crazy. He threw a hurt on all of them.
Yep, waiting on Matty to bring it on by. See if he wants to burn them down for us. Sorry, Ruby. Whoa, I love that sliding stop right there. Man, you don't get any better than that. And that's going to do it. We're going to step away, get a brief word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with our post-race show.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And we are back with our post-race coverage. We've got Chris Rivera standing by with James Watson.
Yeah, Chris Rivera, awesome job tonight. A heck of a bit of a comeback run there with the rebounding from not the best qualifying start for you, but you drove up there pretty quick. So take us through what it was like trying to get through all that traffic in the opening laps.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I just like moving around with the dirty air that this car gives, and this track is so harsh on tires that I kind of knew most of the field would come back to us in the beginning there. But yeah, getting past a couple of the guys, we definitely lost some time out there. But shout out to Ruben, he was flying out there. We just had too little too late. But yeah, it was definitely a weird setup. It was tight, but like just parts of this track just like made it work, which was really cool. Hooking it in 3 and 4, I've never really had to do that at any other track. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we saw you have a bit of an excursion there on your pit entry. What happened there?
Yeah, it's just too much rear brake bias, and I didn't want to transition down off the banking without having the car completely under me. So I'd rather overshoot and then come back than risk spinning it out.
We saw you make up a lot of ground there on Ruben towards the very end. Were you trying to focus on tire saving at the beginning of the stint? Did you think you were going to be able to catch him up there at the end?
No, I didn't think I was going to get there. And even if I did, he was probably saving his stuff enough to where the dirty air probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have had enough. I definitely ran it more harder on the right front on that run than I did the first run. I think I just waited too long in the first run before I started pushing, so I left some time out there, like you said, on pit road, and I just figured out 3 and 4 too late into the race. So.
Well, that was still a heck of a performance regardless out there. So, any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to you guys at ARCA Sparks for putting on the league. This car, I keep saying it week after week, it's got a lot of potential. If they get the right sets in it, it can be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll keep showing up for it.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Chris, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Severa and James, thank you very much, James. Next, we're going to have Greg Wachinski. Greg Wachinski, Big Al in the booth. You got me.
Hey, what's up?
Greg Wachinski. Hey, Greg. Hey, how's it going, sir? Pleasure to be able to interview you tonight. What a great race you had. Starting this thing off in 5th place, bringing it home in 3rd on the podium for, I believe, your 2nd week in a row here in ARCA Sparks. Man, where's this coming from, and can we expect to see more of it?
I mean, I hope so. I'm as surprised as you are. I didn't really expect to do very well at this track. I don't really like this track, and so I guess some luck was involved. I think some other people had some misfortune. Some other cars that I believe probably were faster than me, but I'll take it.
Well, you're very humble, sir, but the stats don't lie, and you're slowly moving up that leaderboard here in the ARCA Sparks Series here for the championship, and you keep putting in podium performances. There's no doubt you're going to be up there in no time. So starting this thing off in 5th, looks like you had a little bit of everything thrown at you, from battling teammates to even trying to conserve and pit road strategies. What was the toughest obstacle do you think you guys faced here tonight?
I mean, just making sure that you didn't burn up your tires. I was really just kind of in cruise control most of the night. I wasn't really trying to race anybody. It was, a couple of instances where we had some close racing, but I mean, I just was in cruise control and just trying to manage the race.
Yeah, we talked briefly earlier to your G&G teammate, Kenny Powell, and he actually stated that he had no opportunities to put down any practice laps whatsoever. What about yourself? Was it a similar situation for you? Was it something that you found completely different? How well do you feel your team was prepared for tonight's performance?
Well, I mean, I ran, maybe 50, 60 laps early in the week, and it just, the track is pretty simple. It's basic. So, just trying to got a rhythm down, and I felt comfortable with it going into the race.
Well, next week we head to Daytona. Any projections, predictions, or?
That should be interesting. It'll be fun. Daytona, I love, those types of tracks. So, I hope, I'd like to think I'll be up there racing for the win, so.
Okay, so there it is. That's a prediction. We got you predicted yourself to win this thing next week. Congratulations. Can't wait to see it. Gonna hold you to it. But who you shouting out here tonight for your third place finish overall there, Mr. Wachinski?
Of course, you guys up in the booth, you guys do a good job. The ARCA Sparks Series. All my G&G teammates, congrats to Chris and Ruben. Especially Ruben, he just blew everybody away tonight. He was so fast. And that's about it. All the fans out there watching.
All right, Mr. Wachinski. Thank you very much, sir. And as I always say, don't party too hard. We'll see you next week. That was Greg Wachinski, your third place finisher overall. And last but certainly not least is going to be Mr. Ruben Phelps. Ruben Phelps, Big Al up in the booth. You got me.
Howdy, Big Al.
Well, howdy to you too, partner. I would definitely say you came, you saw, and you conquered. Well, no, I'm going to say you came and you conquered because you really didn't see anybody. I mean, if you want to see folks, you're probably going to have to go back and watch this thing in the rerun. Such a dominating performance from you here tonight, man. Tell us, how did you do it?
Drive fast, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was all... I wasn't actually 100% sure, honestly, to be fair with you. It just didn't, again, did officials this week, and there was nothing compared. It was so much different, so wasn't 100% sure what I was going to have, but I didn't realise the fuel was going to be a thing, and I looked at that, I was like, oh god. Right on the 6th, if you didn't chip it out, which it was seeming to do, it was chipping out into 1 and 3, and if you're in the draft, it probably used more engines, so that's probably what the others had to sort of face on that one.
So, I mean, what was your strategy? Did you have more than one coming into this thing? Were you guys expecting this thing to go green all the way through? Were you kind of anticipating cautions? I mean, you led the pace. So talk us through what was it like tonight, just when you got ready to go off? What were you planning on doing? And when you got into the thick of it, what was going through your mind?
Oh, knowing me, I usually just go flat out. There's no other way around it. But as soon as you get the clean air, it just makes so much more of a difference. But I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a little bit more of a field tonight, but it doesn't really matter too much. But I wasn't expecting to race nobody that
Right.
far ahead. I was sort of dozing off, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know. Maybe it'll be a little bit more challenging next week as we head to the Superspeedway, Daytona Superspeedway, to be exact. These cars on that track, what's your experience? What are your expectations?
Oh, that should be fun. Be interesting to see what they're like with these cars. Just obviously not the experience of the contact system with these things. I'm not sure if they look like they've got better over the last few weeks, but still, it should be a fun wee race.
Well, all right, sir. Like I said, putting on a class act, a true clinic tonight. What we saw was nothing short of phenomenal here. Just the best performance so far we've seen, the most dominating performance we've seen by far this year. So congratulations to you and your crew for that, sir. Can't wait to see you next week. Who you guys shouting out for your awesome performance here this evening?
Of course, SRM Australia, Matty Ray couldn't make it tonight with work, and of course Bud showed up, who's obviously the winner for the last couple of races. He had a couple of issues near the about halfway, so sort of fell off the track. But of course TWRS joining SRM now, and of course Cut 6 Sticker Co, Moondog, Scotch's Race Fuel, and our 2 charities of Australia Alopecia and TS Tourette's Australia.
Man, thank you very much, sir, for all you do, the charities that you support, and the stand-up guy that you are. We'll see you next week back on this thing. As I always say, don't party too hard.
No, you can never do that, but 1 drink's okay.
Roger that. That was Ruben Phelps, your night's winner here tonight, an overall points leader. Special thanks to the league owner and producer, Mr. Kobe Jordan. Producers also to our announcers, Mr. James Watson, myself, Big Al, pat me on the back. Nope, can't reach it. And man, to the drivers, the fans, also to our sponsors, thank everybody for coming out, for what you do, for making this thing a success. We couldn't do it without you. Without you being here, I mean, it literally wouldn't be the same. So if there's somebody that you know that you think could make this better, invite them along too. Till next time, we'll see you later. And that's all I say, don't party too hard. Big Al out.